Woodbine Saturday Pick 5 has a pool of $100,000. It's a guarantee, and it starts every Saturday and every Sunday in race number 2. So you can always play that Pick 5 at Woodbine with a $100,000 guarantee on Saturday and on Sunday. Remember, you can play at Woodbine for a 20-cent based wager. And if you're playing with DRF Bets, you can get past performances for free because right away they'll give you 10 of them as soon as you sign up. Right off the bat, to make a deposit match bonus of all the way up to $250. Use the promo code WINNING when you do. And then every time you bet $50, you'll get credit for a DRF past performance for a card. One card is one track for that day. We're going to look at the card for Woodbine right now for Saturday, November the 23rd. It's actually a big Saturday up at Woodbine because it's the Mohawk Millions on Saturday in the harness world. I think it's Canada's richest night of racing. A couple massive harness races up there if you're a harness racing fan. Could be a huge day. Play the day card at Woodbine and it leads right into the night racing, harness racing. I've played many early pick 5s up there at Woodbine. They always have the early pick 5 in harness racing is $100,000 up there too. So big pools all day. Let's talk thoroughbreds right now. Let's talk Saturday, September the 23rd, and let's talk race number 2 as we look at the sequence here. I'm going to start with the number 6, Sugar is Golden. And honestly, this might be a situation where I get bold and just single right off the bat. Because to me, there are 3 horses that are on my radar a little bit. The 5 Oh Heavens is the horse to hold off, getting a little class relief. He always comes running, but with his running style, sometimes it's just too late. Sugar is Golden, I feel like, will sit the perfect trip. We can watch his last race, which was on September the 10th. So he's wheeling back in, less than a couple weeks, pretty quickly. But I think he's just doing well, and I feel like he's going to sit in a really nice spot. And I've said he a few times, and it's she, this 4-year-old filly, Sugar is Golden, who is the number 2 in the race we're watching right now. She was inside and she was in a little bit tight, and it wasn't the most comfortable spot for her. And a lot of times horses will really check and take back, and then you could just tell they're uncomfortable following that. But I like how she settled. She just seems like a pretty nice, calm 4-year-old filly because she wanted to go. She was rank, and they got her to settle down nicely, Dade Flores. And she was able to track, sit in third just behind. And when they asked her, she responded, and she ran down the leader that day. I thought it's a good performance. So we see her now really settling nicely in third, and you could tell she's traveling well. She wants to go. She's got to sort of wait a bit for some room. Waits. Now there's the opening there, so she can really shoot through with her momentum, and she can try to come around and get to the leader here. And that's exactly what she does. I thought Sugar is Golden ran well. She does take a little while to try to get by the stubborn foe, Olympic Fencer, who ends up finishing second. But Sugar is Golden. Good performance. And I'm thinking she sits that same type of trip in here. I'm looking at, 1 or 2 other speeds, and maybe she just sits right behind them. Sugar is Golden. Like her here. The 8, Airy Fairy, if they go too quick, she just won at the level, and she could get a nice trip like last out. I've got the 6 all over the place. If you wanted to go deeper, it would be 8 and 5 for me. Or, excuse me, it would be 8 and 5, Airy Fairy and Oh Heavens. Let's continue on to race number 3. 5 furlongs on the turf. I thought the 6 was the 6 is the horse to beat, no doubt, just on time. The horse to catch and to beat, drawn to the outside, cutting back. I think she's going to be tough. The 4, also logical, short price. This barn is really good off a long layoff. She'll be making her first start of the year. She hooked some nice horses last year here behind Collecting Flatter, who came back to win next out. And then Cairo Consort got so good. And we saw in a bunch of stakes races down at Gulfstream Park in early 2023. Cairo Consort, who ended up finishing second in the Nivitama. third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf, and then we saw win the Sweet Shannon, the Ginger Brew, and was super competitive against Graded Stakes Company. So Film faced some good ones, and I'm expecting this horse to be live. Of the field, though, the horse who's a price that I will throw in is the one El Monte Princess. She's a 3-time turf winner. You can just click on the pedigree and see this is her dam. She never tried the turf. But of her direct siblings, here's Pretty Master, who was a 3-time turf winner and showed some good success on the grass. So there wasn't much other turf experience even from a lot of her direct siblings. But just the fact that she can show some nice bloodlines on the grass. She exits a live race where the winner, Unified Front, just cruised, then came right back to win their next start. And I actually thought El Monte Princess ran sort of deceivingly well in there. She was last. After a slow start, she was about 7 lengths off. She moved all the way up to third inside, but she sort of ran her race there, getting back into contention, and the top couple had separated, in particular Unified Front, who ended up cruising to victory. So I'll use 1, 6, and 4 all over in race number 3. Fourth race, $7,500 beaten claimers in here. The 5 Speedy River looks like the one to catch and beat. The horse who I'm the most intrigued by from a wagering standpoint, though, is the 9. Just going to see what price they end up. This is a 6-year-old. He missed over a year of his career. So he was off from July of 2022 last year to just earlier this month. And he showed a little bit of positional speed and then just backed up. Basically, they used the race like a workout. And he's back now. Second start off the long layoff. Kimura jumps aboard. And he's shown like a really nice running style throughout most of his career, where he puts himself in striking range. He sits a couple lengths off. And if it's his day or he gets the type of trip, he can really put forth a good effort. And I'm expecting a good effort now, making the second start back with Kimura jumping aboard, drawn to the outside. So that's the trip we want to see him sit third or fourth in here, about 2 lengths off of Speedy River, who should be setting the pace. I'll use the 5 and the 9 in race number 4. Fifth race, Saturday at Woodbine. We've got maiden 2-year-old fillies going 5.5 on the synthetic. I'm going to look towards the outside. In particular, the number 11 will be my top selection, Tabloid Material. This barn has done really, really good work as of late with their first-time starters. Take a look. So the recent first-time starters, the last 6 horses they've sent out as first-time starters over the last year, calendar year. So dating back to last year, September the 16th. Second, first, second. All 6 of their first-time starters that they've sent out have run first or second. All of them are coming out running. And then so when I'm looking at first-time starters or in races where you have horses that don't have a lot of experience, it's kind of a checklist I'm looking for, right? Especially if you can't see the workouts, because if you can watch the workouts, you always want to watch the workouts too and see if you can get a good look at what the horses look like in the mornings. If you can't, you're looking at pedigree, you're looking at trainer statistics, you're looking at, jockey trainer combinations, you're looking at a few different things, right? When you don't have any sort of races to watch or workouts to watch. So we checked the barn. They've had a really nice meet, and they've done really well with all their first-time starters as of late. What I like, too, is this dam, while she never won when she was racing, she's dropped a lot of winners. All 6 siblings that she's produced have won, and 5 of the 6 horses are multiple winners. And they're 5-time wins, 4 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. So horses who are all around, who raced, who won quite a bit. I'll be using the 11 Tabloid Material on the pick five. The other two are horses that just make sense coming off their debut races, both the 7, Mo Money for Rowe, who flashed some early speed there against Tougher, now drops in class. And then you have Silent Attack, who was forwardly placed and ran pretty well, finishing 3rd there from the rail. 11-8-7 in race number 5. Let's close out the Saturday pick 5 at Woodbine. 7 furlongs on the turf. 3-year-olds and up started for a claiming price of 5 or less over the last couple years, or a 10 claiming price. 8 and 9 all over for me. The 9's definitely the horse to beat. Gildsman is in fantastic form right now. He's won back-to-back races, and he fits here, right? He's the one they'll all have to worry about. I thought the 8 was kind of interesting. Dot's Vision. I think he may go a little under the radar because his recent success has been at Fort Erie, and a lot of his grass success has been over there. But he's an 11-time winner. If you watch some of those races, they're good. He has early speed too. He can go fast if there's not that much in the race. He can sit off. He can actually close a little bit too. So I'm going to throw the 8 in along with the 9. The 3 is the other horse that a lot will be using in Master Spy, but I'll try to just get out of this one with the 8 and the 9. There's a little look at the pick 5 for Saturday at Woodbine, Saturday, September the 23rd. If you are looking at Parks for Saturday, there's a big day of racing there. I recorded earlier a show with Barry Spears. We talked about a lot of the Parks card, and we looked at it from a stable duel standpoint, which is the horse racing contest. So we gave out some of our best bets. I also joined David Aragona on the podcast this week, the Timeform US podcast, to preview the late pick 5 from Parks. So if you need any help playing Parks, a couple different things to check out. And if you're listening on the podcast, that's what G said. I'll actually be playing that segment with Barry Spears coming up next. So good luck on Saturday over at Woodbine. And remember, you can get past performances for free with DRF Bets.